Again, obviously had the halftime lead. Said not much adjustments, just keep doing what we've been doing. A lot of rebounding down the stretch. Guys got a couple big offensive ones. Coach Taylor just talked about a few down there. And what was that moment like for you out there?
Well, it was one of those games where I thought we had control, but they're so dangerous. Jones is obviously so dangerous, and we've been there before with that team, and then just weren't able to sustain it. There was the one run that that took over the game in both of those games previously, and today we never let that run happen. And I thought our rebounding was outstanding, and then I know that's the last two times against them turnovers. We didn't turn the ball over and led to buckets, so they had to play against our defense for just about every possession, and obviously I think their field goal percentage reflects that. So that was just a great 40-minute effort. I think that's that was how you got to beat them. You got to kind of keep control of the game and not let it get into let them get their rhythm going offensively. And we did a great job of that.
Coach, we hear a lot of coaches say after they lose a game like you did last year, well, we're going to get back here. You didn't think about it maybe 364 days ago, but now having come in full circle a year ago, how much did that game turn into this and the feeling, being so different than last year?
Yeah, I'm sure these guys would agree that we've talked about it a lot every day. We talked about, we had little signs in the locker room during preseason conditioning about, the game we let slip here and the game we let slip there, and how it all gathered together to keep us from what we really wanted. And that was to play next week and to win a championship along the way. So it's certainly, it hasn't been at the forefront, but I know we've all thought about it.
Jamie, back-to-back days, you guys beat a team that had beaten you twice during the regular season. What makes it so tough about teams having to beat somebody? You guys did it against Carson on Wednesday. We saw how good they were on that effort. What was the biggest key last 2 days for you guys?
Just knowing that we came up short both times when we played them, the two times before with Lincoln Moore and Anderson, just holding on to what we do and things like that of that nature. So it's a great win for us, a great win for our guys, a great championship. Again,
you and Chase, 4 years, seniors. First piece of hardware. What was that moment like out there?
It's unexplainable. It's unexplainable, man. It's a great joy, great feeling. Got one before I got out of here. And now we're moving forward, moving on to the region tournament.
Chase, again, the open comments about the game. Obviously, Ethan being a little bit hurt, came off the bench start last week. Thoughts about the game and the moment afterwards?
Oh, man. This feeling right here, it's a great feeling. And the good thing about it is that we finally got a hardware, but it's time to enjoy this feeling again next week. So both teams played good. We pride ourselves on defense all year. We preached it all year, and it paid off. Paid off today. And big respects for the championship.
Coach, a lot of times this year you guys have been in these games where down the stretch, got these last 4 minutes, and sometimes held on, but. You got in that game Wednesday night against Carson and held on, and again here today, Anderson never led. They came close, never led. How big a part of that you think was? Kind of felt like the same way the second half went at your place earlier this year.
Yeah, I think so. I thought, just kind of trying to keep them at bay, they're such a kind of an emotional team. You can just sense it. Even late in that game where they got Jones made a couple of tough shots, and their energy level just goes up. And I just thought it was important that we kind of keep them under control, and we did today. And to lead for an entire 40 minutes, I thought, what a great start. If we were going to lead for 40 minutes, that was the kind of start you needed. And our defense was, 30.5% for a team that just won 24 games. I couldn't be prouder of our effort on that end.
Gary?
Let me ask 2 questions to Jamie. The last 5 minutes or so, they get it down to 3. Jones has hit 6 straight free throws, and you scored 10 points in the last 4.5 odd minutes. And anything consciously you're doing at that point after they knocked it down to 3?
No, just playing basketball. Like he said, that's a new stat to me, knowing I did that. But we just played basketball. We didn't just try to hold on to the lead. We just kept playing basketball, and that's what helped us come out victorious.
And the other question I wanted to ask: anything conscious about any kind of a duel with Denzel Jones? He's out there leading them, and then you got on your shoulders, huh?
Nah, no duel at all. We just play defense, like you said. That's what we strive on, and we came out on top.
Doc?
Brian talked about the start that you guys got off to. It seemed like in both of these games you closed really well. Kind of talk about what kind of aspect that's been for you here as you've kind of hit the stretch run. You feel like you're doing that better than you did at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I do. And obviously, I think anytime you look out there and you've got all juniors and seniors basically, with occasionally one sophomore, at this point in their career, I trust them, and I trust them for good reason. And maybe more so because they've been there a couple times in the last 2 years and failed, and they know what has to happen down the stretch of a basketball game to make those plays. I mean, we've, Jamie and Chase and have been there, and we've had our taste of being unsuccessful, and I think it drives home what you need to do to be successful, and I thought we've done a really good job of it.
Chase, some thoughts on the same thing? Has the experience helped you guys in this tournament? Kind of haven't been there before?
Definitely. We're a mature group, and we've been through a lot together. Not making it the past 2 years, losing last year in the conference championship. So it was just extra motivation to want to get back and not just be there, but win it this time. You don't get too many opportunities, so we want to see some more.
All right, 10-1 the last 11 games. You go in the tournament. We saw what Anderson did last year as a 7. No idea where you'll be seated, but that doesn't matter, you guys. Question for everybody: how do you approach next week? Playing as good as you can play right now. Chase, we'll start with you.
Focus. Take it one practice at a time, one game at a time. Respect our opponent and get the job done.
Jamie?
The same, man. One game at a time, man. That's all we got to do. Just practice hard. Make sure we take it one game at a time. Because you can't, when you look forward, that's when trouble happens and then you start losing. So, one game at a time.
Again, Coach Good, first time for the tournament for these guys.
Yeah.
I guess you guys don't want to be just so happy to be there. You guys think you're playing good, think you got a chance to make a run.
Well, yeah, and I think one of the things that is great is I think this. I mean, I've been in the NCAA tournament. This atmosphere prepares you for it. That's why I wanted to be here, and it was fun being here last year. It's a tournament setting, and you go out there, and the SAC does a great job of orchestrating everything, shoot around time and practice time exactly like it is next week. So they already know what it's like. So, we kind of have a feel for what that's going to be like. But, certainly I think, I feel like we're ready in that regard. And I also feel like, our non-conference schedule is prepared us. I feel like we're ready. We're going to see, I'd probably guess we're going to see a Peach Belt. And I think these guys will be ready to play a Peach Belt team. And, there's not much they haven't seen this season. And we'll be, I think they'll be very prepared.
Congratulations to all three of you. Good luck next week.
Thanks, Ryan.